there's sort of a few ideas being blended together here. So let's separate this. The humans that came to Cygnus, if you were to see them, your closest description would be angels, classical angels. They are the human spirit itself in its spiritual form. So when they dwelled in the stars of Cygnus, it was them, it was theirs. Cygnus called them. They were experimenting. They had ascended from their universe, and many universes opened up to them. They didn't say yes to all of them. They said one was proper for them. They could feel that. The inner migratory pattern within them drew them to Cygnus. That was their doorway from their old universe into this one. They are not the native, you could say, primary species of this universe. They were for the previous one. That's why many of you still feel you're the center stage, because you were. Now the center stage, as you can tell, is life itself. The human being a steward of life itself. So, from Cygnus, these forms of human consciousness in their spiritualized state began to densify, and they began to interact with the Lyran system, the Vegan system within that, creating planets. And there were other forms of life on the planets, but nothing quite like them. And you must keep in mind, when they descended to these planets, they were spiritual beings tending to the natural forms of life on those worlds. And through their tending, through their service, they began to become a little more physical. They entangled with this. And of course, as you can see, humanity was emphasizing this role of stewardship. We are new guests to this universe. Let us take care of it. That was their initial approach. And of course, this is a universe of extreme diversity, light and dark. So, a human being here with that desire to care for things, to uplift things, to tend to things, means its opposite must also be true. And that opposite polarity was drawn to them. And these were the beginnings of the conflicts that originally escalated into the Orion War. So we got into that during the transmission Cosmic Renegade. You may refer to this if you'd like for more of that story, but it's comprehensive. So to say all of it here would take up a great deal of time, but that's really how this all happened. In terms of humanity becoming this rough and tough species, they had to adapt to a force they had no knowledge of. They weren't used to warfare. It was brought to them. That's where you get that from. And again, when we say humanity here, we are referring to a level of your people that you would call Anunnaki. You must remember, humanity is Anunnaki. You're simply hybrid Anunnaki, but you are still Anunnaki nevertheless. Just as you are now, which you call Sirian and Pleiadian and Gray through all of the hybridization. Anunnaki. All Anunnaki hybrids. All of the ones that you call humanoid, most of them are the descendants of Anunnaki, hybridized. So, you're all Anunnaki. As much as you are humans.